The Boy and the Violin, written by Blount. Christmas had always been a magical time, and this was no different for the little boy who woke up early on Christmas morning to find his stocking filled with presents. One gift in particular caught his eye. It looked like a violin case. Eagerly he opened it and discovered the most beautiful violin he had ever seen. The little boy had received his Christmas wish. He thought playing the violin would be easy, but the only sounds he could make were squeaks and screeches. One morning he heard a voice coming from inside the violin case. It asked, "Would you like to play me?" The little boy could hardly believe what he heard, so he opened the case, and the violin started to speak, asking, "Would you like to play me?" The little boy picked up the violin, placed it under his chin. He took out the bow from the case and gently began stroking it across the strings, making the most beautiful sounds you could ever imagine. "Shall we play a tune together?" asked the violin.
"Yes, yes, please,"
replied the boy. They played for hours until his fingers became so sore that he could hardly move them. But he didn't want it to stop. It was a magical time, and not a day went by without the little boy's mum and dad being surprised how well he could play. Little did they know that the violin was enchanted and would only play for a little boy who truly loved music. It was a cold morning, not long after Christmas, when the little boy looked out the window of his parents' house and saw that winter had decided it was time to snow. He reached for his violin, where it was normally kept, but it wasn't there. He searched everywhere, and then asked his mum, "Have you seen my violin? Where is it?" In a very sombre voice she replied,
"Because it was a magical violin, it told me it wanted to go to another home to make someone else happy, just like it did for you."
The little boy felt very sad. He had lost his musical friend. It was his first day back at school after Christmas, when on his way home he stopped to look into a shop window. It wasn't an ordinary shop. It was a shop that sold unwanted gifts. On display was the little boy's violin, complete with a for sale sign. At that moment, the little boy knew that his Christmas wish had ended, just like it did every Christmas. However, that day held something very special that no one could ever take away from him: the feeling he had with his violin when they played together, memories that would stay with him forever.